About this quiz, most of the questions used in this quiz are based on those in the Harvard Dialect Survey, a linguistics project begun in 2002 by Bert Vo and Scott Golder. The original questions and results for that survey can be found on Dr. Vo's current website. The data for the quiz and maps shown here come from over 350,000 survey responses collected from August to October 2013 by Josh Katz, the graphics editor for the New York Times who developed this quiz. The colors on the large heat map correspond to the probability that a randomly selected person in that location would respond to a randomly selected survey question the same way that you did. The three smaller maps show which answer most contributed to those cities being named the most or least similar to you. What does the way you speak say about where you're from? Answer all the questions below to see your personal dialect map. It says, how would you address a group of two or more people? I would say you all, or other, but I guess if I had to pick one of these, it would be you all. How do you pronounce caramel? Caramel. Caramel. Would you call rubber-soled shoes worn in gym class or for athletic activities? I call them tennis shoes or running shoes. Yeah, either tennis shoes or running shoes. I'm going to say tennis shoes. Oh, that's interesting. The map here shows my last answer and then the geography. How do you pronounce aunt, 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 aunt? Does it sound like aunt? Aunt or aunt? I think both, but I don't know. I'm gonna say aunt. What do you call a traffic jam caused by drivers slowing down to look at an accident or other diversion on the side of the road? I'd say I have no word for this. What is the distinction between dinner and supper? Honestly, I don't use the word supper. Say dinner. What do you call the area of grass in the middle of some streets? I would call it an island. I, bin, see, set, see. I would say with a vowel in sit. I, sit, bin. It's close. How do you pronounce crayon? Sounds like crayon. Crayon. What do you call a drive-through liquor store? Oh, I don't know. Wouldn't it be like a drive-through? I'm just gonna put other, I don't know. How do you pronounce the second syllable of pajamas? Pajamas. Jam. What do you call the area of grass between the sidewalk and the road? I don't use any of these. What do you call the small freshwater lobster often found in lakes and streams? That'd be a crawfish? Do you call the sweet spread that is put on a cake frosting or icing? Frosting. What do you call it when rain falls while the sun is shining? I have no term or expression for this. What do you call a large motor vehicle used to carry freight? Okay, so that would be like a rig or an 18-wheeler. So I call it either big rig, or 18-wheeler. I'm gonna say rig. Big rig. What would you call a sale of unwanted items on your porch, in your yard, etc.? A garage sale. What do you call an easy high school or college class? I would call, it's not on here, I would call it cake. The class is cake. So other. What do you call a small gray bug that curls up in a ball when it's touched? That's a roly-poly. Do you pronounce caught and caught the same? Yeah. What do you call a big road on which you drive relatively fast? I call it a highway or freeway. I would freeway. What do you call the thing from which you might drink water in a school? Water fountain. What do you call the long sandwich that contains cold cuts, lettuce, and so on? Okay, so sub. Baguette. I would say sub. What do you call a sweet and carbonated beverage? That would be soda. What do you call the night before Halloween? I have no word for this. Okay, so I'm from California. See the pattern of your dialect. Fremont, Corona, Santa Ana, / Irvine. Okay, so that's pretty accurate. That's interesting. So, most similar. Oh, I see. Least similar. So my dialect is most similar to, and that's accurate because this is where I'm from. And then as it gets further away from where I'm from, it becomes least similar. Interesting. That was fun. Well, it was very accurate.